We are live. We are live. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends if you want to support this college football rebel outpost. If you want to support the home for you, the college football sickos, with a donation, help us keep the lights on. Hit that $sign where you make your comment, and I'll get to your super chat as quick as I possibly can. Welcome into the studio that sits on the corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to become a legend with your comments and with your phone calls. We are doing an early August 14th live show. Remember, you got to subscribe to our channel and you got to turn those notifications on. You got to follow us at Flug Empire because sometimes we will give you a little bit of a notification before we come on live. We can come on live at any time, in the morning, in the afternoon. We can do a double header. We can do a triple header. We've done those before here at Peek Around the Corner as we cover all the breaking news in college football. The big news today was Michigan findings, punishments released Friday. So there it is. The NCAA is going to release their findings, punishments on the Michigan football program on Friday. There has been a couple of reports. The latest one by Nicole Auerbach, NBC, who is painting the picture that the Michigan football program, their athletic director, has not yet received the findings themselves. There are other local reports that are saying the same thing. So, I understand the rumors, I understand the speculation, but if someone is reporting that Michigan already knows, I don't think that's the case. I do not think that is the case. Now, we are going to open up the floor for the speculation. We at PATC obviously do that. We don't know. We don't know. But I'm going to give you my best shot. Well, let me put it this way. I think we can. I'm going to go ahead. And I don't believe either of the extremes are going to happen. So I think there's going to be very unhappy people everywhere in college football when this comes official tomorrow. I think some Michigan people are going to be upset. I think some Buckeye people are going to be upset. I think college football fans around the country are going to be upset. I don't think we are going to get the extremes of one, nothing happens. It's going to be a slap on the wrist. They're just going to go by what Michigan is going to do internally, right? Sharon Moore is going to be suspended a couple of games. That's Michigan's punishment. I don't think the NCAA is going to go out and say, oh, Tony Petitti's letter of support for Michigan, that's enough. The Big Ten's punishment, that is enough. Michigan's own punishment, that is enough. I don't think that is what's going to be reported. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I do not know. I also don't think we're going to find out that the other extreme is going to be reported, in which Michigan gives up their national championship, or Michigan death penalty, or something to that effect. I don't think that extreme is going to be reported. What I'm going to be looking for when it comes to the findings and punishment, first of all, the findings. I think the findings, again, this is my opinion. My opinion only. We got no inside information on what the NCAA is going to do. My opinion only. The findings I'm going to be looking at who currently on the Michigan coaching staff, and I'm looking at the head coach, what do the findings say about the current head coach? How much did he delete on his phone and communications in regards to him and Connor Stallions and things of that nature? Jim Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh is never going to come back to college sports, in my opinion. So I don't even care about Jim. I don't even care about Jim Harbaugh, to be honest with you. They're going to give him some sort of, if he comes back, he has to do this, sit out, whatever. I care about the current head coach in Michigan. The punishment. Now, the punishment, I think where the rubber meets the road. And we are going to go through your comments. We are going to go through your phone calls. If you do a super chat, we'll put that out there as quick as possible. We are going to get your opinion on what you think is going to happen, what you think should have happened. But I think where the rubber meets the road is where the sweet spot is, where I'm going to be really looking to see what happens here is, okay, Michigan, they're probably going to get some recruiting limitations, maybe some scholarship limitations, maybe whatever, right? But what I'm really going to be looking at from an NCAA sportsmanship punishment, does Michigan receive a bowl ban and a postseason ban for 2026? Before the Michigan Wolverine fans go crazy on me, before everybody goes crazy on me, I think that might be in play. Nothing more severe than that. Nothing. I think that is where we're going to find out. If Michigan does not receive a bowl ban or postseason ban, okay, then we're going to know the punishments are basically going to be in money, monetary, and recruiting limitations of some aspect. Or it's going to be a little bit, or it's going to be more than that, and we are going to get into the bowl ban and postseason ban. I think that is where. I think that's the sweet spot. Are we going to get that? If we're not, then we're just going to get the recruiting aspects to it. And now a lot of you might be saying, well, Greg, that's not enough, or that's too much. There's going to be people on both sides of the issue. One of the things I was looking at for the timing of this, if there was gonna be some sort of bowl ban or postseason ban on Michigan for 2026, the punishment, the findings and the punishment would have to be released before the season started. And here we are getting the findings and punishment released before the season started. Now, I'm not saying that's I have no idea. In fact, I haven't given you my prediction yet. I think that is where everybody's going to be looking at. That is how they're not going to go more severe than that. They could go less severe than that, but that is where the rubber meets the road. So they are going to be releasing their findings and punishment before the season starts, so maybe that is in play. If the findings and punishment were going to be released after the season started, then I don't think it would be in play. Now, here's the thing, and I think everyone's got to keep this in mind. The NCAA, and when we get into this new body here, the College Sports Commission and what have you, but we're just going to talk about the NCAA today because it's their findings and their punishment. They really do not want to punish the student athletes that are on Michigan right now that had absolutely nothing to do with what or did not occur during the Connor Stallions era at Michigan. All the freshmen, all the transfers, these players had nothing to do with that. So you are punishing the players at Michigan if you do the postseason or the bowl ban. And we know that the NCAA doesn't want to do that. They do not want to punish the players. So I'm going to go ahead at the beginning of the show, and we got other news that I want to talk about, and then we'll circle back to this. And I'll take your phone calls and comments. I'm going to go ahead and make the prediction, which has got about a 1% chance of being correct, just like my Southeastern Conference Big Scoop expansion. I'm going to go ahead and just predict that the NCAA is going to come short of doing a bowl ban and a postseason ban on Michigan. But I think, I can understand, I can definitely understand why people think it's in play, especially when this is coming out before the season starts. The findings and the punishment. But I think they're going to go short of that. I do think Michigan is going to get recruiting restrictions written up in a couple of different ways. That is my prediction. And there's going to be a monetary fine of a lot of money for Michigan, and they're going to pay it. And the head coach could get more. I think he's going to get more punishment. If the findings are there, and they very well could be, I think the head coach is going to face more punishment than what Michigan did internally. Okay, let's go through the roll call. That is my prediction. That is my prediction. I'm going to hear what you guys got to say. Again, look, when all this happened 22 months ago, when it was revealed, I was tough on Michigan. I was tough on Connor Stallions. I was tough on Jim Harbaugh. I also said they were the best team in college football. I also predicted them to win the championship at the beginning of that playoffs in 23, excuse me. But what happened, I think there's enough evidence, in-person scouting. It was not stealing hand signals. It was in-person scouting, and it was coordinated, funded. Connor Stallions was the lead guy. Other people had to know about it. They did know about it. And I give Tony Petitti credit for doing what he did, and it was limited, but he had to do something. And a lot of Michigan Wolverine fans got upset with me in this YouTube channel. And then, of course, other people got upset with me because I wasn't tough enough on Michigan, because I don't think they should get the championship stripped away from them and all these other things. But I got to tell you, Jim Harbaugh, national champion, knows football, good head coach. But other than that, I'm not a fan of Jim Harbaugh. He ran away from this. He did not he's always playing the victim. And there is no way in hell Jim Harbaugh did not know what Connie Stallions was doing. There's no way that Jim Harbaugh did not know that Connie Stallions was feeding them information. Come on, man. You got to be an absolute dope, Jim Harbaugh. If you're listening, if you guys got the headsets and Connie Stallions is saying stuff and you're changing, and he's got all these hand signals printed out. You think he was getting all that from an all 22? No way. But anyways, we've had that argument in the past. Now we're looking at the findings and punishment. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Let me know if I'm being too tough on Michigan. Let me know if I'm not being tough enough on Michigan. The chat room, the PATC family is going to be divided. We will cover this tomorrow. Also, because it gets officially released tomorrow. And again, according to reports, Michigan is going to find out tomorrow before the public does. But Michigan does not know the findings and the punishment, the official findings and punishment. Greg, did you sign up for the Big Ten blog? No, I didn't. Is the Big Ten blog, is that what this is? Our next era starts in 2 days. The Big Ten blog, is that what that is? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Oh boy, if that's what it is, whew, I don't know if they should have, whatever. It's a marketing thing. Big Ten blog. No, I have not signed up for it. I don't know. I do not know. Michigan can still delay everything with an appeal. Okay, all right. Cheaters will always get away with it. No justice. A bowl ban will have the NCAA back in court, and I don't think the NCAA cares about that. They're getting put to court. Go ahead. I mean, going to court is no longer a threat. Everyone's going to court. Who cares? At this point, lay down your punishment if they take you to court, if it gets reversed. So what? But you gotta, the threat of going to court is absolutely meaningless nowadays because everyone's going to court. All these lawyers are getting rich off of college football. Michigan's penalty should be Wisconsin loses 10 scholarships. AMAC did not like Silent Tony's response. A lot of national reporters thought Silent Tony should have said nothing. I remember those reports. I remember those reports. I remember what Brett McMurphy said. He ripped on Silent Tony for doing anything against Michigan. There was other reporters. Again, I don't think Silent Tony could have done enough. Michigan people think he did too much. Kings Plain, Michigan should get a 4-year bowl postseason ban. A fine paid to all leagues of the teams played during the team of cheating. And every current Michigan player should get the ability to transfer at will. Holy smokes. 4-year bowl postseason ban. That's what you think they should get? They're not going to get that, but yeah. The evil Badger, Jeff Olson, is laughing at the Michigan penalty. Should be Wisconsin loses 10 scholarships. Bimba 75, from everything I'm hearing, which could be wrong, a hefty fine with up to 4 games for more with NIL recruiting limits are really pointless. Well, scholarship limits, I think, is what I was referring to. Scholarship limits. Michigan will never get the SMU treatment. Slap on the wrist kind of thing. Nothing big. Jonathan Weaver, is this the Big Ten post? About the new era? I don't know. Perich party. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Koi Perich. KoiMania is about to run wild on you. We are going to talk some Gopher. I rarely talk Gopher. Sometimes they do a Gopher propaganda, but I rarely take a segment of the monologue and talk about a golden Gopher. But we are going to do that. We're going to start the show off with that. People are catching on. The national media is starting to catch on to the great Koi Perich. Big article written in The Athletic this morning. We are going to go over part of that. Koi Perich, KoiMania is about to run wild on the PATC family. And I'm giving you all a peek on that. I'm giving you a warning. Buckle up. Brace for impact. Let's do a roll call here. Bruce Harris is in the house. Zero Wiz Sparty is here. Karan Shakar. MGC Sooner. Joe Pett is in here. The Irish is in here. Humble Bumba Duck. Bimba 75, 79. Doug Steinhauser. Clint Moses. Cope is in the house. I do not have the scoop. Rock and Ran is here. I'm pretty sure Michigan is just going now to be allowed to have ice cream before bed. That's all the NCAA might have the ability to even try to enforce. Bo Weevil is in the house. Jose is here. Joaquin Morales is here. Deadeye is here. Johnny 99 Late. Devil Frog. The Architect. Big Gun Shop. Thanks for coming on in. Appreciate it. MM10112MD. It's a slap on the wrist. The interesting piece will be Dan Wenzel's piece on Ohio State illegally obtaining Connie's. Come on, guys. There is no report that has been brought up by so many Michigan insiders, and that has never been reported on at all. Like, there's no evidence of that. And a lot of names were thrown. Come on. That's still around, guys. Son of Sarek is in the house. Adam is here. Dallas Marquez, Al Woody, Jeff Keyes is in the house. John Uzi is here. Okay. Wetzel is working on something. Is he working on something that has to do with Ohio State illegally obtaining? Because we've already gotten the reports from the Big Ten saying that wasn't true. They made sure to put those rumors, man. I tell you, I will. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Some of these outrageous rumors without any evidence, and they've already been shot down. They were shot down by the Big Ten themselves. Of course it has to be Ohio State doing something illegal because Michigan did something illegal, right? That's how it works. Whew. Okay. First of all, we got to talk about it. Perich Mania is running wild. Meet college football's next best hope for two-way star in the post-Travis Hunter world. Scott Docterman, The Athletic, this morning. We're going to go over a little bit of this article. Las Vegas, Koi Perich looks different from his Minnesota teammates in practice. It's not because of the 6'1", 200-pound frame outside of the quarterbacks. Half the Gophers wear maroon jerseys, while the other half wear the Don White. Each day, Perich pulls on a split-colored jersey with maroon on one side and white on the other. On defense, Perich lines up at safety. Then he flips over to offense and plays receivers. For good measure, Perich also returns kicks and punts. This isn't a gimmick. Minnesota coach PJ Fleck said, this is the real thing where he's going to play offense. It could be a Wildcat quarterback, which he's done in practice, by the way. He's going to be on defense, All-American safety. He's going to be the kick returner, first team All-Big Ten kick returner. He's going to punt return, which I think they're going to limit him on the punt return. I think that's the one thing they're going to take away from him. But Koi will show us what he can handle and how much we give him. Travis Hunter blazed a path for current and future two-way football stars by channeling his exceptional athletic ability into an unprecedented workload during last season's Heisman Trophy winning campaign at Colorado. First in line to follow his example is Minnesota sophomore safety who made an immediate impact in his debut college season and has eyes on adding to his plate this fall. He's perhaps the most versatile threat in college football, but the major question facing Perich is whether he can produce on offense while remaining effective on defense, where he primarily shined as a freshman. I played offense and defense my whole life, Perich said. Ultimately, it's just playing football. It's unfair to compare anyone's production directly to Hunter, who earned first-team All-American honors at cornerback and receiver last year, finishing with 96 catches for 1,258 yards. Let me tell you something. Koi Perich is not going to get anywhere close to 96 catches. I'm saying not anywhere close. Not anywhere close. Okay? Maybe half of that. Maybe. Finishing with 96 catches. The Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter. 96 catches for 1,258 yards, 16 scores, plus 4 interceptions in 11 pass breakups. Now that is where Perich will probably even exceed Travis Hunter numbers. But Hunter's snap percentage is more of a true mark for Perich. Last fall, Hunter competed at 84.6% of Colorado snaps from scrimmage, 86.8 on offense, 82.9 in defense, which was well beyond any other college football player. We're going to do as much as Koi will allow us to do, Flex said in July. There's not a lot of people who can do that and do it successfully. We feel Koi can, and I'm not comparing him to Travis by any means, but I'm saying that he's somebody who did it within the last decade. That's how hard it really is. And if you're going to do it, you've got to be both feet in on it. But if there's one person that can do it, it's Koi. It requires talent, conditioning, and endurance for any player to threaten Hunter's average of 119 snaps per game. But it's not hyperbole to suggest Perich can approach a similar snap count while impacting games on both sides of the ball. As a true freshman last fall, Perich led the Big Ten with 5 interceptions and was the only Football Bowl subdivision freshman since 1976 to total more than 100 punt return yards, 100 kick return yards, and 5 interceptions in a season. Among the Big Ten performers, Perich ranked 4th in punt return average and 6th as a kick returner. In consecutive games, Koi Perich intercepted game-sealing passes in the final seconds. In preserving a 24-17 victory against USC, Perich elevated to snag a jump ball in the end zone with 9 seconds left to prevent the Trojans from running another play. He followed that pick with a goal line interception with no time remaining in a 21-17 win at UCLA. I saw the videos of him jumping at the USC game. Gophers defensive end Anthony Smith said he got up there pretty high. Perich's leaping ability was honed on the basketball court in tiny Esko, Minnesota, an unincorporated town located near the Iron Range of northern Minnesota. Perich averaged 17.5 points, 8.7 rebounds, 4 assists per game as a senior at Esko High. But it was how high he soared in his collection of broken rims that left an impression on Fleck. I got my dollar popcorn. I got my dollar diet soda. I got some gummy bears. And I'm like, okay, when am I going to see? There it was, Fleck said. He did a 360 windmill dunk, and it wasn't the dunk, it was how high he was. We were taught in the NFL, there's a measuring stick of how fast the guy can get vertically. Not just how high they can jump, but how fast they can get vertically. It was very, very fast. During the senior season, track season at Esko, Perich won the 100-meter dash at a sectional meet with a time of 10.87 seconds. That was tops in his class, but an injury sidelined him for state. As a sophomore, he won the Minnesota State title in the long jump. The athleticism translated to the football field. As a high school senior, Perich scored 27 touchdowns, including 5 on interceptions, 3 on punt returns, another on a kickoff return. As a late addition to the 2024 All-American Bowl in San Antonio, Perich blocked a punt and had a goal line interception to earn MVP honors. And you know what else Koi Perich did in the 2024 All-American Bowl game? The great Jeremiah Smith was also in that game 2 years ago. Jeremiah Smith, who's the leading Heisman contender. The great Ohio State Buckeye. In that 2024 All-American Bowl, Jeremiah Smith was on the kickoff return. He caught the ball in the end zone. He came out of the end zone. Everybody was on their feet, ready for Jeremiah Smith to run one back. He comes out of the end zone, and who meets him at the 10-yard line? Who takes him down with an ankle tackle at the 10-yard line? Who made it that the great Jeremiah Smith only had a 10 yard return on a kickoff in a high school all-star game. Well, Koi Perich. He also did that game. He also did that incredible play when he earned game MVP. Few players emit the type of confidence Perich exudes in most public interactions. At a midsummer news conference, Perich walked into the podium wearing a WWE-style championship belt. It would have been better if it was AEW. It would have been better if it was AEW. But he had earned it through team workouts and felt it was the right moment to display it. One of Fleck's friends watched the news conference live and sent him a screenshot, to which Fleck responded, "That's Koi. His swagger endears himself to Gopher fans and pisses off Minnesota rivals like the evil Badgers and the evil Hawkeyes." Perich has drawn comparisons to the former Iowa All-American and current Philadelphia Eagles defensive back Cooper DeJean from both inside and outside the Minnesota program. DeJean, who debuted at number 60 in the latest NFL Network player rankings, dabbled as a two-way player in 23, but broke his leg during a November practice, his final season with the Hawkeyes. A season-ending injury is a worst-case example of what could go wrong from a player playing both ways. But coaches also fear elite players could wear down more gradually over a course of a game and limit their effectiveness at their natural position. But Perich is undeterred. At an open Gopher scrimmage this month, Perich cruised by past his teammates on a post route, slowed his stride, and hauled in a deep pass for a 70-yard game. After hitting the turf at Huntington Bank Stadium, he hopped up, immediately struck out his arm, signaling first down. His confidence, ability, and potential all showed up in one play. He's a very, very confident individual, Fleck said. I love that in terms of one of our best players because everybody feeds off it. Perhaps the right goal for Perich isn't to chase Travis Hunter, but to stretch his own boundaries. But by following Hunter's example, Perich could pilot his own path to excellence. Hopefully I get that chance. That would be very fun, Perich said. Honestly, I think I have the ability to do it. So let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you something right now. We are going to be doing a watch party. We're going to be doing a double watch party. August 28th, the Minnesota Golden Gophers versus the Buffalo Bulls. And then an hour later, we are going to be covering the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Cincinnati Bearcats. But if you're thinking Minnesota and Buffalo is going to be a boring game and all that stuff, well, just keep an eye on number 3, Koi Perich. I'm not going to tell you everything that I know, okay? I've been given like, when you go to Gopher practices and when the media goes, you can't film the practices. And the media can't even. Let's just say, I want to emphasize something that was in this article. None of this is a gimmick. Koi Perich is going to play a lot on offense. He's an All-American safety. The Athletic put out there, he's a preseason All-American along with Caleb Downs. All you have to do is watch him in one game and okay, that guy, he's going to be playing. He's only going to play 3 years at Minnesota. He's gone after next year. There ain't going to be no fourth year. So Gopher fans, you got him this year and next year, he's gone. But when you watch the Buffalo Bowl games, it's not going to be just Koi Perich in there for a couple plays on offense. He's going to be playing a lot of snaps. And I just want to give everybody a hint and a wink on something. Besides playing safety, besides playing receiver, besides playing kick returner, he's also going to be playing the Wildcat at quarterback. He's had a lot of, they're going to be doing some stuff because he also can throw the football. The guy's an absolute freak. So when we're doing the watch party, Buffalo and Minnesota, all eyes on number 3. The kid from the Iron Range of Minnesota, from Esco, Minnesota, an unincorporated town, rural Minnesota, Koi Perich. KoiMania is about to run wild on you. Buckle up. Buckle up. Okay. Let's see here. Tony's convinced. Tony's absolutely convinced. Yeah, it was between the Buckeyes and the Gophers. And if you go to The Athletic, if you go through Scott Dochterman's article, because I did not go through the whole thing, Koi Perich basically says, I never watched college football. I never watched college football. My whole life, I'm thinking of the Vikings. I'm thinking of playing in the NFL. The only reason I'm playing college football is because I got to play 3 years. I can't go into the NFL draft. If he could go in the NFL draft, he'd be there last year. But the rules are you got to, it's got to be 3 years out from your graduating class in high school. So he's not a college football fan. What it came down to is once he started learning about the Golden Gophers, because he wasn't even a Gopher fan. He's not a college football fan. But when he learned, and it says in the article, when he learned about all the safeties that Fleck has put into the NFL, Antoine Winfield, Newbin, plays for the Giants, the guy who plays for the Saints. I mean, we got 4 safeties that start in the NFL, all under PJ Fleck. So that is what then at the end, he decided, I'm going to go with the Gophers because of the safeties under Fleck. It wasn't even a hometown discount that he was giving the Gophers. He's not a college football guy. I mean, he's a player, but well, whatever. Last year, as a true freshman, he was the best guy on the football field for most of the games that he played. Was he the best football player on the field when they lost to 1 point to Penn State? No. Tyler Warren was. Perich had to cover him. But in most games, he was the best player on the football field as a true freshman, as an 18-year-old. So we'll see what happens this year on offense, defense, and everything else. All right, that's enough Golden Gopher propaganda. I'm not even going to talk about the Gophers until we get to August 28th. So everybody relax. Everybody relax. Okay. Put your bets in for Perich for Heisman. I don't know about that. Okay. Before we go back to the Michigan thing, and we're going to open up the phone lines if you want to talk about the Michigan. This, I got to tell you, this surprises me. This kind of shook me. The quarterback competition at Notre Dame is actually real. The Fighting Irish quarterback battle continues to carry on. Sources have told On3 that CJ Carr and Kenny Minchey has been splitting first team reps, swapping between first team and second team daily. Notre Dame is scheduled for at least one more scrimmage. Sunday and Monday have been circled as possible days when Marcus Freeman could name a starting quarterback. To this point, there has not been much separation between Carr and Minchey. Sources have given Minchey the slight edge entering the final two scrimmages. His mobility could prove to be an advantage when Freeman and offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock make a final decision. Carr still has time to beat out Minchey for the starting job and earn the nod against Miami. Kenny Minchey has the slight advantage over CJ Carr? Holy smokes. Now, I've been listening to the great John Kennedy, Always Irish college football YouTube channel. He does a great job. He's got a great channel. I've been listening. They've been talking about this quarterback battle, and I keep saying, that's not really a battle. They're just saying that because they don't want Kenny Minchey to leave, right? They want you want to keep both your quarterbacks. You don't, so you do this coaches speak where you got a quarterback battle. Both guys are going to play during the season, but it's always going to be CJ Carr. It's got to be CJ Carr. The highly recruited CJ Carr, the redshirt freshman CJ Carr. It's got to be him at the end. And now the reports are saying that Kenny Minchey has the slight advantage, and it's not only coming from On3. They're not the only ones reporting this. CJ Carr is not going to be the starter against Miami? I'm absolutely shocked. I don't know what to think about it because CJ Carr's performance in this year's Notre Dame spring game, last year's Notre Dame spring game as a freshman, and then this year as a redshirt freshman, he was absolutely brilliant. Now, I know you can't take much from a spring game. I get it. But watch CJ Carr's high school tape. That guy has an arm. That guy has an NFL arm. So either CJ Carr is not what I thought he was, what Notre Dame thought he was. Something is going on. Maybe he doesn't process the field fast. Or Kenny Minchey is just last year when Riley Leonard was the starting quarterback of Notre Dame and they went to the national championship. Last year when Notre Dame went in the transfer portal and got Riley Leonard, the thought was that they had to go to the transfer portal because CJ Carr was a true freshman. He wasn't going to be ready. Steve Angeli, who eventually transferred after last year, and now who's the quarterback of Syracuse Orange, that Steve Angeli was good, but maybe not good enough. Notre Dame had a chance to go to the playoffs. Notre Dame had a chance to win the whole thing. So this is why they had to go get a transfer quarterback. Kevin Minchey was Kenny Minchey was on the team last year, obviously. And nobody really talked about him like he was just another guy. At least people outside of Notre Dame. So when Riley Leonard graduated, when Riley Leonard went into the NFL draft, and when Notre Dame basically told everybody, we're not going to go in the portal. We're not going to go in the portal and pick up a guy because we believe in the quarterbacks that we have. At 95, 98, 99% of the people believe. Notre Dame fans, me, myself, we all thought it was going to be C.J. Carr. But Kenny Minchey has the edge after spring camp, after August camp, and there's a couple more scrimmages left. I don't know what to think, man. I don't know. Look, Kenny Minchey is an athlete. He's more mobile than C.J. Carr. But from what when I saw this story, I went back to the tapes. I went back to the high school tapes. There was some Kenny Minchey spring game tape. C.J. Carr throws a different football. He throws a lot better football. I don't know what... I thought that Notre Dame was going to have a quarterback, finally, first time in a long time, that was going to have an NFL arm to go along with Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, and that great defense. Now I'm like, C.J. Carr's not going to be the starting quarterback and he's healthy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. This could be great news for Notre Dame. This could mean that Kenny Minchey is just unbelievable. Or it could mean that Notre Dame is going to have a hard time stretching the field once again. They got away with it last year because of the incredible defense and the absolute unbelievable running game. But this year I thought we were going to see a different Notre Dame offense. But I guess maybe we're not. I don't know, guys. I just wanted to bring that up. The Notre Dame quarterback battle is real. It's real. Unbelievable. I did not expect that at all. Reggie, so many interesting quarterback battles across the country. Yes. Ty Simpson was named the starter, Alabama. Unbelievable. Alrighty, so let's go back to the Michigan. First of all, I just wanted to show you guys a report here. From Nicole Auerbach. Michigan is expected to receive the NCAA report Friday morning. And the report will be made public around lunchtime per multiple sources. So Michigan does not have the report. Michigan does not have the report. And there is, everybody is reporting the same thing. Now, I've already seen it. Michigan knows exactly what's going on. They're on top of it. They know. No, they don't know. They do not know the report. Let me know what you think the report is. What is the findings? What is the punishment? I believe there's going to be some scholarships taken away. And I think that's going to be the height of the punishment. And the head coach is going to get some punishment. Sharon Moore. The question I have, does Michigan face any bowl ban or postseason ban for 2026? I don't think they're going to receive that. But I think it is I think that is a possibility. I think that is where the rubber meets the road. Let me know what you guys think on that. We are going to open up the phone lines, 763-260-1333, 763-260-1333. Let me know. Rico, there won't be any postseason penalties. Of course, Michigan already has the report. Connor got it. Everybody's saying they don't have it. All the publications. So, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and go with ESPN, NBC. If somebody has... Now, I know there's a lot of Michigan insiders out there. If you have the report, tell us what's in the report. What exactly is in the report? What is in the report? Phone lines are open. Thanks for everybody for coming on in. If you're new to the channel or if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Until we get a report, let's go through once again Week 0, Week 1 games that we are going to be looking at here at PATC early next week. Probably on Monday, maybe on Tuesday, probably on Monday. We are going to be making our picks against the spread for the Week 0 games, which is Iowa State, Kansas State. Kansas State remains a 3.5-point favorite in Dublin, Ireland against the Cyclones. We are going to be doing a watch party. We're going to be coming on 11:30 Eastern Time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The kickoff is noon Eastern Time. We're going to be coming on 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Cyclones, Wildcats. Big 12 conference matchup. I think you all know where I'm leaning, right? All of you know where I'm leaning on that game. Whoops.
Call from
Rick?
Rick is on the line. The floor is yours. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Getting close to kickoff.
Yes, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Long off season. We have looked at every one of these teams over and over, Rick. We've made our predictions at PATC. Soon we're going to hear what you guys got to think about these games. Probably Monday or Tuesday next week. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the Battle of Dublin there is right around the corner, and once that gets going, everything starts. I thought it was really interesting with the Minchie over Carr.
Yeah.
That's if the reason for that is because Carr isn't up to standard, that gives me a whole different opinion of Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's that or Minchie is unbelievable. I don't know what to think. I thought we were going to see that great arm of CJ Carr because he can throw that football, but if he can't process, if something's going on, like he don't have the intangibles, or Minchie is unbelievable. I don't know which one it is. I don't know, man.
What a way to get a baptism in Miami, Florida in August.
Yeah.
The other thing was yesterday you'd mentioned, I think you and I agree on the same thing, but for different reasons. You see the playoffs expanding because the conferences are expanding in size, and I see it expanding because of too much money to be turned away, which is really the same thing. I mean, why would a conference expand if it weren't to make more money?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really the same reason. And TV networks just understand what a larger playoff with playoff games would mean to making money. So
Yeah.
it always comes back to money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really taken. Do you know if the odds have changed? You had the odds up on that other game. If the odds have changed on Notre Dame and Miami?
Oh, that's a great question. Now Miami's
Well,
favored by 2.5. I got it up on the screen.
2.5. But that might change when they announce the quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me check real quick. Give me a moment here.
Sure. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure if it's 2.5 based on Carr or
I think it was based on Carr. Yeah. And everything else. I mean, the great defense, great running game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Where is that game? No, I can't find it. They probably took it off the board. No, hold on here.
Is that like a Sunday night game or something by itself?
That is a Sunday night game. The South Carolina game is Sunday afternoon. It's still 2.5. It's
okay.
Still, the only game that has really had any movement. Now let me see if it's moved it even more. And we talked about this. It was eventually going to happen where the Cornhuskers money was going to fly on Nebraska. Jeez, I don't know what's going on here. The Nebraska-Cincinnati line started at Nebraska minus 6.5. It jumped to minus 7.5. And now it's back to minus 6.5. So I don't know what the heck that means. It was 7.5 just yesterday. I don't know if that means there's an injury to Nebraska or what, but yeah, Miami and Miami is still 2.5. Notre Dame is favored by 2.5.
And the Nebraska game is being played in Kansas City, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's that's a home game for the Cornhuskers. There's nothing.
Yeah, I
nothing.
think so. Yeah. Yeah.
The Kansas City's nothing.
Yeah.
On a drive. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for taking the call.
All right. Got it. Appreciate it, my man. Beautiful. Thank you, Rick. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the Notre Dame Miami line. Again, there's a lot of reasons to like Notre Dame. I just thought we were going to watch 12 games of CJ Carr and Minshew was going to come in on some packages, and now it's like the reverse, and I don't know what that means. Is CJ Carr going to hang around? If you all don't know, CJ Carr, I mean, let me just show you guys something here. I mean, this guy was the number 6 quarterback. Okay. DJ in his class. It was 3 years ago. It was DJ Legway. Okay. The Florida quarterback. Hopefully he's healthy. Dylan Raiola, right, going in his second year in Nebraska. Dylan Raiola had a pretty good freshman season. I think he's going to be a lot better this year. He's got incredible arm talent. The third-rated quarterback, now this is by 247 in a class 3 years ago, Julian Sand, who's going to be the starting quarterback, most likely for Ohio State when they play against Texas. Now, they are saying that, Klein Holtz is right behind Sand in that quarterback battle. So, I think right now, it's Julian Sand. We're going to find out. DJ Legway, Dylan Raiola, Julian Sand. Now, Luke has been, I forget where he did not pan out from Florida State. He went to Coleman. He went to somebody else. I can't remember where he's playing now. But anyway, he was number 4. Walker White, number 5, Auburn. Now they're going with Jackson Arnold. Number 6 is C.J. Carr. So, C.J. Carr is supposed to be Notre Dame's quarterback this year. Starting quarterback. And right now he's behind Kenny Minchey. So maybe Kenny Minchey is just, maybe he's just a different guy. Maybe he's grown up, and because Kenny Minchey's older. Walter White transferred in Baylor. Thank you. You know what? I should put that up again. There's a few other interesting names up on that list. Haas Heine was like the number 12th rated quarterback. He went from TCU. Now he's at Oklahoma State. Shoot. Now I can't get it to populate. What is going on here? There we go. Walker White. Number 6. C.J. Carr, number 6. Walter White, number 5. Aaron Nolan, he's transferred. Haas Heine, he's gone from TCU to Oklahoma State. He should be the starting quarterback for the Cowboys. Merklinger is in a quarterback battle, but it looks like Joey Aguilar is going to be the starter. I just saw the report on that. Merklinger has given Joey Aguilar a battle. The transfer from App State, when Nico Amaleavin on a jet plane went from Tennessee to UCLA. Demond Williams was outstanding for Washington at the end of last year, the Washington Huskies. So Demond Williams is somebody everyone's got to keep an eye on. He committed to he went to Arizona, transferred to Washington. And there's Drake Lindsey. Starting quarterback of the Minnesota Golden Gophers. All right. But I can't talk about the Gophers because I promised not to talk about the Gophers anymore after the KoiMania story we talked about earlier. Okay, so if the phone lines are open, 763-260-1333. This was the CBS story on the Michigan sign stealing case nearing the end. What to know, with NCAA set to release the findings, the punishment. The NCAA on Friday will publicly announce its findings and punishment as a result of an investigation into an alleged sign-stealing scheme orchestrated by former Michigan recruiting staffer Connor Stalions. The COI panel will make a recommendation for punishment, which the school has the option to appeal. Michigan Athletic Director Ward Manuel recently said he's not had any conversations with the NCAA about a potential postseason ban. And that's where I'm going to be looking at. Does Michigan get the bowl ban? Do they get a postseason ban? Does it come short of that? The Sharon Moore suspension. Michigan attempted to get out ahead of the possible NCAA punishment last month when the university suspended Coach Sharon Moore for 2 games during the 2025 season. Moore's suspension is tied back to him allegedly deleting a thread of 52 text messages with Connor Stallions. Moore will miss Michigan's Week 3 game against Central Michigan and its Week 4 game, Big Ten opener against Nebraska. All right, there's not much more there. It was just an overview of what has been. Jared Jones, they won't get any wins taken away. I agree. I don't think we're going to go to that. I think the
from
Tristan 5.
Tristan 5, the floor is yours. Let it rip, sir.
Hey, Greg, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I wanted to comment on Michigan real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of punishment they're going to come up with. It seems like they really have to go after the culprits. They're going to punish the players, it sounds like, or who knows what they're going to do. But, I mean, the story is over a year old now. It's like a 2-year-old story or close to it.
22 months.
22 months, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of the people that are, I mean, the head coach is gone.
Yeah.
A lot of the players are gone. And the players weren't even the ones at fault anyway. But anyway, it seems like this is the pattern we always get with the NCAA. They're always late to the party, and then if they're tough on anyone, they're punishing the wrong people. And if they slap the wrist, then that just makes it worse.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a tough spot because how do you punish? I mean, in college, people are leaving constantly, unlike the NFL, right? People are graduating, people are leaving, the coaches are gone. But on the other hand, they got to do something. Look, the NCAA is going to get ripped no matter what they do. Just like what happened, it's going to be the same thing with this new body, the Sports Commission. Whatever they do, they're going to get ripped. The NFL, when they hand down a decision, they get ripped, but everybody moves on. In college, nobody wants to take any punishment. They go to courts. They go to the courts. No team takes any punishment. So they're going to get ripped on no matter what they do.
Yeah, and this is why I was saying on a long time ago. I know I'm not the only one saying this, but if they're going to form a replacement for the NCAA, they got to have some real authority to handle these kinds of situations.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it can't be a year later or 2 years later. It needs to be in the season. Now, look, I know, Greg, because I watched the games. I know for a fact that Michigan was the best team 2 years ago. Okay? They just were. And you can see it in the draft this year. You can see all these players that they had that went in the first round on their defense. And, man, that was such a talented team they had.
Yeah.
But, that's a cloud hanging over the program, or at least over that title. People are saying, yeah, but they had to cheat to get there. I feel bad for it. I really do. I wish that they hadn't done it. And I agree, Harbaugh fled the scene of the crime. He don't want to be around when they handed out the punishments, right?
Yep.
So he had to have known. And so I agree. Maybe there's not a good solution here, but the ultimate goal in all of this needs to be you punish the people who are guilty and you do it in a timely manner, right? And we don't get either one in the current model.
Yeah. Now I not to sound like I'm defending the NCAA, but one of the problems is Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, and they just did not respond. They just dragged their feet. They were not cooperative at all, so that makes it difficult. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It ain't like a franchise. A franchise in the NFL, the NBA, they're obligated. They gotta cooperate with So college sports is always going to be a little different in that. It's always going to be more wild west, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Hey, so listen, follow-up comment. So we're getting that. Is it Iowa State and Kansas State, and they're calling that Farmageddon? Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So do we have a moniker for the Virginia Tech, South Carolina game?
Not that I know of. Do you have one in mind?
Yeah, I'll float it and see if you like it. How about we call that one the Poultry Bowl?
Gamecock and Hokie. Yeah. Yeah, that
chicken
sounds
and turkey,
good.
baby.
Poultry Bowl. Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen, Greg, that's all I had. I'll catch up with you later. Keep up the good work.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Very good. Thank you, sir.
All right. Take care.
You got it. The Poultry Bowl, South Carolina Gamecocks versus the Virginia Tech Hokies. I think that works. That's a good one. I'm actually trying to find the spread on that is 7.5. It remains 7.5 South Carolina. That is going to be the Sunday night game. No, I'm sorry. The Sunday afternoon game before the Miami Notre Dame kickoff. Drones, Lenore Sellers. Going to be a good quarterback battle going on there. Okay. Not to mention, Shane Beamer, the head coach of South Carolina, his father was the head coach of Virginia Tech, famous head coach, successful head coach, Frank Beamer. So there's going to be that family connection in that South Carolina Virginia Tech game. Okay, I think we're going to shut it down. We had we wanted to come on live here to start talking about what's going to happen tomorrow with the Michigan punishment, findings and punishment. We got your opinions on it. You got mine. I think there's going to be some scholarships taken away, monetary fine, and Sharon Moore might get suspended for more than the 2 games that Michigan handed down. But beyond that, I don't think we're going to go any farther than that. If we do go any farther than that, then the possibility of a post-season ban or bowl games, I guess, could be in the offering. I don't think we're going to quite get there, but we shall see. We'll cover this tomorrow when the report gets released. We'll come on live to cover it. So make sure you subscribe, smash the like button if you like our content today. I do appreciate you all coming on in. Until next time, from all of us at PATC to all of you, please you all take great care of each other. And as always, God, family, Golden Gophers.